Hello LEGO fans, Bricks Unbound here with another update to my Building Hogwarts series. Today we're looking at some interior detail after lots of focus on the exterior in the last couple of updates. So hopefully you recognize this room as the Transfiguration classroom, which is Professor McGonagall's classroom at Hogwarts. Hopefully that's what it looks like. I think it's looking pretty good so far. I like the details up front with the dual blackboards, globes, candlesticks. The desk needs a little bit more work. And we got McGonagall sitting there. I wish I had a cat that was actually sitting and that was a little bit more of a gray color than that. That is, I believe, just the Crookshanks figure from the Hermione blind bag. But it does the job for the moment, looking disapprovingly out at the class. Of course, Harry and Ron are running late again this time around. The images or scenes basically that I'm basing this off of are from the Sorcerer's Stone, their first class where Harry and Ron are late, and then also Chamber of Secrets, the movie version, where Hermione is asking Professor McGonagall to tell them about the Chamber of Secrets. Of course, it is Professor Binns in the books, and he does not even exist in the movies. Oh well, that's a whole other thing. So one defining feature about this classroom, besides the blackboards and desks, are the columns that run around the edges of it. And you'll see I used a couple different kinds. I've got ones that are just one stud wide here, and then I use the 2x2 round columns over here. I need to know which ones you guys think look better. So right now, let me show you some images from the movies themselves. I just took some screenshots earlier today, and while I was looking for information, obviously these are part of the Harry Potter movies, so I don't own them. It's all Warner Brothers, J.K. Rowling, all of that. Anyway, so here is a look. Sorry, I know you can see the reflection of my camera in there. I'll try to come at it kind of from an angle here. That's not going to work. Okay, anyway, so here is her desk up front, which, yeah, I think it looks pretty close. The chair is roughly the right shape and everything. Then moving on from there, here's a view from her desk towards the back of the room. Obviously, I don't have those windows up yet, and I just have a door there, which is just one of these big prefabricated ones. That's probably what I'll use, because that's probably the door I'm going to use throughout the castle on various classroom entrances and things. It just works pretty well, and I think it looks good, looks nice and medievally like you'd want for Hogwarts. So you'll notice looking at the wall here, there's an abrupt color change from tan, more of a tan color, up to a darker color. I did not have enough parts in dark tan to do that, but eventually all those spaces between columns will be in dark tan instead. And so there's a look at them behind her. And again, from the side, you can see it's a pretty abrupt color change, so I do need to do some adjustments to that. You can also see this door off to the side, which in my model is in that same spot over here. Again, needs some color adjustments, but it does open up, and I'm planning on putting McGonagall's office on the other side there, which could potentially cause movie continuity problems and stuff, but they had enough problems as it is. But in the first movie, Sorcerer's Stone, you do of course see McGonagall watch Harry catch the Remember-all outside of presumably what would be her office window in that film, which looks like it is up in a tower instead, and it is on a completely different side of the castle. But in my version of Hogwarts, I'm going to have it here because it's right next to her classroom, which I think makes sense to have the teacher's office right by their classroom, easier for the students to find and all of that. One issue you might have noticed with this build is the windows of the long gallery. You can see them through the columns. And at first, I'm like, yeah, you'll see them, it won't look that bad, but now it's really bothering me. So unfortunately, I am probably going to have to shift the entire classroom back at least 2 studs. Maybe I can get off with just one if I end up using this column design instead of the 2 thick column design. But at least it will still work because there's extra room in the back of the classroom. I can move it all back 2 studs. It won't cause an issue with the desks or the benches or anything. So I'm going to have to do that, which is going to be a bit of a pain, not just to pull up all these tiles again, but also the walls do curve in. at the edges here, at the corners. In the Chamber of Secrets film, the curvature is a lot more pronounced looking, at least from how they shot it. It was a lot brighter lighting in Chamber of Secrets as well. So the whole front of the room in that is curved, but I think that'll eat up too much of my space, so I settled with, I'll just curve those corners and it gives at least a non-rectangular version of the room, which works well enough for me. In the Sorcerer's Stone, at least, it looked like a fairly square room. So I'm eating it right in the middle there. And these desks, so I posted pictures of them up on Instagram. So the nice thing about these desks is you can fit either 1 or 2 students at them with how the jumpers are arranged there. So if I grab this girl here and move her over a stud, well, like half a stud, I can pull Hermione over. And they both sit at the desk, and it looks pretty good. I'll give this a spin so we can see them from the other side of the room. That piece is supposed to come off, so then I can look in at classrooms like this. So no worries with that. And there they are, sitting there. Looks pretty good. The desk design itself is pretty simple. I just used some of these hinges, like so. And yeah, I think it gives a nice angle to it, which you can tell this classroom and the Defense Against the Dark Arts for sure have desks that look roughly like this, so I'm going to need to order a whole bunch more parts, because you can see I've got some parts in the wrong colors on Hermione's desk there. But I think they turned out pretty well. Of course, now that I've seen Crimes of Grindelwald, so I guess you haven't seen it, spoilers for classroom furniture are coming. These desks do split in the middle, so you can fold up either one side or the other. There's not a whole lot of folding action that can really happen here. It just goes up that far. So I'm probably not going to switch it to that, but who knows. This makes a sturdier version here, at least. And I believe that will do it for this update. So I hope you have enjoyed this and will come back for the next one. Oh wait, one more thing I was going to tell you. So, Transfiguration classroom here. The next section down, I was considering doing the Charms classroom right next to it, but the problem, now that I've taken that back wall off, is how these windows line up, and that is to say it doesn't really. To make Charms, to have it has like a wooden type look for the lower half of the room, like wood paneling, I would have to make this wall wider, which would then potentially overlap with the window, which wouldn't look great. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do instead is have this section here be the girls' bathroom where the troll attack happens in the first film, and then maybe on the other side of that I can have the Charms classroom. You also notice when I took that part off, I did eliminate a floor from the long gallery, because before, right at the tile line here, there was a plate that stuck out, so I'd have classrooms underneath, classrooms above, which would allow me to have a lot more classrooms, but it really restricted the spacing I could have. I see I'm knocking a wall in over there. Because these pillars are fairly tall, and it just wasn't going to have the right effect if I had to shorten them that much to get the Transfiguration classroom to look good. So it was a little too squished. So I took out a floor, which is fine. I previously had talked about having the Potions classroom on the lower floor because it didn't have any windows then. But I think I'm going to just put that actually down in the dungeons underneath all of the long galleries. So that will require building up some rock work and things, which is going to take a ton of parts. So I'm going to keep working on this for now. The next update, I'm not sure what's going to be in it. It'll come out in 2 weeks though, so make sure you're coming back for it. I might do some more on the Transfiguration classroom, might start the the bathroom or something, just do some more exterior details, go back to the Great Hall. All kinds of possibilities are still available, because I am nowhere near completing Hogwarts Castle. Please come back for more videos. Thank you.